What's good, everybody? This is Ray Rawlins from the Ray Rawlins Network, and I'm joined by Mr. Alex Payne. Today, we're reviewing a recently released episode called SpongeBob and RandomLand. That's the name, right, Alex? That's the name, SpongeBob and
Yep,
RandomLand?
that's the name. That's the name.
That's a weird ass name for an episode, man. Or maybe
I don't
it's
know,
too
really, it's
long.
describing what's happening.
Well, why don't you describe the episode to everybody? Let them know what's happening.
Well, I'm gonna make this description very simple. This is the pizza delivery episode with a different location. That's all you need to know.
I think we already got Mr. Alex Payne's review for this episode. Long story short, I guess he doesn't want to do it, so I'll do it for you guys. Okay.
I mean, that's what it
He's
is.
right. No, you're right. You're right. But in a sense, Squidward right. He's at the cash register. We're at the Krusty Krab. Phone rings. He picks it up. And basically, it's a customer asking them to deliver Krabby Patty to this place called RandomLand. Squidward's like, nah, we don't do it. But Mr. Krabs like, yeah, no, we're gonna do it because we'll take everybody's money, da da da. Woo, woo, woo. Mr. Krabs money hungry. He wants that money, so he's gonna take that delivery. So he sent Squidward out to do it. Or I'm sorry, no, he sent SpongeBob out to do it, and he told Squidward to go with him just to be safe, because Random Land is a place full of cuckoos, right? And he sent SpongeBob because SpongeBob is the big dummy, apparently, and he sent Squidward out just to
You
look
dummy.
after him. So, long story short, you get to Random Land just by walking around randomly, and you just get zapped to this place called Random Land. SpongeBob didn't disappeared. Squidward was so happy that he was gone. He started walking around randomly and whatnot, celebrating, and he just disappeared and ended up with SpongeBob. And long story short,
Now he got
they tried to
naked and
find the.
started walking around randomly.
Oh, yes, he did. Yes, he got naked and started walking around, and he ended up in Random Land. Now their goal was to find the address.
And he doesn't give a tuna.
Oh, did he say that? I don't remember that.
Yeah, he said, I don't give a tuna.
Now, you already said your first impressions, Alex Payne, but you can elaborate on that.
I mean, it's not much to elaborate. If you've seen the episode, if you've seen both episodes, like, this is a clear-cut copy of the pizza delivery episode. It is this episode. Even the way it starts with the phone ringing, SpongeBob trying to answer it, Squidward answers it before he can.
Right.
Squidward says they don't deliver to this. They don't deliver. Mr. Krabs pulls up and be like, yes, we do. So, and just everything about this episode is pizza delivery.
Right.
Even the fact of them randomly disappearing and getting lost, because that's what happened with the thing. They randomly got lost because SpongeBob backed it up.
Backed it up.
This is the pizza delivery episode, except it's not funny as the pizza delivery episode is.
I mean, you're right, and because you told me that before I started watching it, I'm looking at the resemblances of it. Because that was one of my favorite episodes. I saw that not too long ago, actually. But I don't know how to feel about this, honestly. Like, first impression.
I don't think that's a bad thing. That it's like, I guess you could maybe say, but like, it's just, yeah. I don't think that's a bad thing.
The whole purpose, the thing is, with this episode, their whole purpose was to get lost. Whereas the pizza episode, the Krusty Krab pizza, it was kind of like, oh, you get lost, oh well, screw it, That's just something that happened. Whereas this episode, it's the whole main point. So, first impressions, honestly, I can't say I really know how to feel about this episode, but I do agree with this being practically identical in a sense to the pizza delivery episode. It's just cut, copy, paste, and edit, basically. Change some things out. You got us a whole new episode. It's just a rehash of an idea. Let's talk about some moments of the episode. What are some of your moments that really stood out to you? I got a couple.
The only one that stood out to me was when Squirrel was like, I don't give a tuna. That's pretty much it. That, and when he was like, the only other thing that stood out to me was he was naked when he disappeared, so how did he get his shirt back?
Right. Yeah, and you're right. You're right. I mean, that's cartoon logic. Logic. Um, obviously you're gonna something will happen to you in the previous scene, but when you go to the next scene, you're gonna be just fine. It's kind of like how Marge described Itchy and Scratchy from The Simpsons. Oh, he's all banged up and hurt in one scene, and the next scene he's fine and he's breathing again. So that's just basic cartoon logic. I can understand a criticism though, but normally you're not supposed to look at
I wouldn't
cartoons
say
with
it's a
logic.
criticism. I'm just saying, like, I just
No,
noticed
no,
it.
no, no. I get what you're saying. I get what you're saying. I'll say this though. One of my favorite moments that I I honestly really like is well. First I gotta say this. Mr. Krabs really showed off how greedy, stingy, and uncompassionate, I suppose, is the right term to his employees that he is. Like he doesn't give a damn about SpongeBob, and that's another criticism too. Like SpongeBob, I get that he has his moments where he's like stupid, but they like turn his stupidness up, where his level of stupidity is just off the meter. That's honestly
Yeah,
what I don't
yeah,
like.
he's
Like
definitely not.
Sponge.
And
Go
while
ahead.
you mentioning like comparisons to, I feel like they've gone way too far with their animation now. Like the animation is way too advanced now. It makes it look like complete. Like every episode looks like it's a movie or something.
Really?
Yeah, like don't you think the animation is way too serious now? Like just the way it looks, the way everything moves, and all the stuff they do. Like they go overboard with the animation now.
Right. I can definitely agree with that because like it feels like back in the day when they were coming out, obviously when SpongeBob was in as like I say the first four seasons, it felt like every episode was more simplistic. But like in every new episode, it feels like they're going over the line with something, whether it's a different environment, they're not in Bikini Bottom or whatever. You get what I'm
Or
saying? It's
facial
not
expressions and shit.
facial expressions too. All I'm saying is their episodes aren't as simple as they used to be. If that makes somewhat sense. And that's a whole nother topic for another time. But I gotta say though, this episode, um, one moment I want to give one good moment of the episode that I really laughed at. I gotta say that's the ending where the dude who looked like Mr. Krabs, I think he said his name was Raja. He came to the Krusty Krab. He's like, "Man, I didn't get my delivery," and Mr. Krabs had to give him a patty for free. He got his delivery, but it was free because it took so long. So Mr. Krabs started crying, and
I
because
don't
he's so
know.
money hungry. I'll be honest.
I
We're
feel
gonna
like
get in the
that
final.
ending is hammy, man. I don't know. That's
Yeah,
like a bad ending. I don't know. I don't like that ending.
I'll
Like, well,
be
not
honest. Go
you
ahead.
could have seen that coming, or it was just
Right,
poorly done. I feel like, but that's
right,
just me.
right. Let's just get into the final ratings, man, because I don't think I'm already guessing you're not feeling this episode. And if I'm being honest, I'll give my rating first. If I'm being 100, this episode was, I wouldn't say, it's not on the good level, obviously. And I wouldn't say it's on the terribly bad level, but I can't say I can compare it to last week's episode that we did was the one with the Mr. Krabs and Old Man Jenkins, the senior discount. It's not on that level either. It's just like I don't know where to go with this one. If I'm being honest, I'm not a big fan of it. I really can't think of a moment besides that one where I laughed in this episode. Honestly, I think you
I
got
didn't at
the same
all.
way. So I hate to do this to the spongy homie again, man, but I'm gonna have to give this one maybe a 5.5. 5.5. That's how I feel on it. I'll give this one a
I'm gonna
nice
just give it a regular
5.5.
or flat 5 because it wasn't. It was just like directly in the middle. It wasn't good and it wasn't. Well, you know what? I'm gonna give it a 4.5 just because it got a little too weird.
How so?
It's like everything. Well, you know what? No, I'm not gonna do that. I'm gonna say 5,
Okay,
just a flat
okay.
5. Because it was just I don't
The
know. It's
funny,
just
the
it was
funny
in
thing
the
is,
middle. I'll definitely say like if we were to put like strengths, I would say this is a weak 5. It's probably just about
right,
to be a 4.
right. You know what? I'll go right there with you. I'll go right there with you because I gave senior discount a 5, And I honestly enjoyed that more than I did this. It feels like when they go off the grid and do something that's, different, where they're not in the Krusty Krab or Bikini Bottom or anything like that. They do a different episode that
You know
takes
what's
them,
funny?
huh?
There's a running joke, right, that like the rule of thumb is for modern SpongeBob, if the episode starts in the Krusty Krab, it's gonna be bad.
I don't know about. I definitely don't agree with that. I definitely don't agree with that because
Well,
there's
think
so many
about it.
good
There's this
episodes.
episode. There's this episode which was alright. The Old Man Jenkins one was alright. What do those things have in common? They started in the Krusty Krab.
Well, but that's just two. That's just two. I can think
No,
of
I'm just
countless
using those
episodes that
as an
start in the.
example. Like what?
Those are just two episodes, and I don't think the Old Man
Like
Jenkins one,
what?
the senior discount one, was that terrible. Honestly, I think
I mean, it
this,
wasn't
if I'm
good
being,
though.
it wasn't great, but it wasn't terrible either. I think this is worse than the Old Man Jenkins one.
No, but what I'm saying
So
is, tell me. I want to hear an episode, recent episode, not all time, recent episode that was good, but started in the Krusty Krab.
I can't
Go.
remember. I can't remember any recent episodes that started in the Krusty Krab besides those two. Honestly, throw some at me.
I don't know. I'm just saying that's what people say. That's what I'm telling you. And
I
seeing
think
these two episodes kind of like confirms that for me in a way. I know. I got one. The Splinter starts in the Krusty Krab.
that one. I didn't think that one was that terrible. Honestly,
You're really in the minority on that one. Face
really.
Freeze. Yeah, dude. People
That
hate
one.
that episode.
Okay. Wow. Get
Dude,
out of here.
because of how
I have to
disgusting it is.
again. How disgusting. I'll have to see it again. Honestly, I'll have to see it again just to be sure. But we're talking about this episode, and I don't want to drag this out too long.
Yeah.
So final rating I'll say is 5 for sure, or I'll say 4.5. The more we go, it's gonna get lower, I'm sure. And you said
Mine is
said
a 5.
yours is a weak 5. Okay.
Yeah, I'm weak 5.
Okay. All right. Well, with all that being said, my name is Ray Rawlins. He's is Alex Payne. This is the Ray Rawlins Network, and we'll see you, all your SpongeBob lovers, for the classic SpongeBob review on Friday and all the other cartoon stuff we got going on the Ray Rawlins Network. Peace.